Hi, I'm Sari, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Since I've gotten pregnant, and every pregnant woman I know has always been told, man, don't you love all the unsolicited advice and all the things you can't do? And so many of us are just so grateful to be pregnant that we're totally willing to make all of the sacrifices, to make the subtle changes, to give up alcohol, to give up tobacco, whatever our vices are. But there are some things that are just a little harder to give up. And coming to the acceptance that you are still you, just modified, also means finding the right exercises that still make you feel good, still make you feel like you, and remind you that you're still powerful. So for me, as much as I love yoga and Pilates and barre, I also really love a good Tabata class. So this class I designed specifically to remind myself that I'm still me, just modified, and these classic exercises are still an awesome workout for a pregnant lady. So it is Tabata, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You do that for 4 minutes and then you get a 1 minute break. So when you're pregnant, the biggest thing you want to consider when you're trying to do an exercise like this is that while you're challenging yourself and getting your heart rate up, you also want to honor the fact that you now have significantly more blood in your body and a much higher aptitude for your blood pressure to drop, to get a little lightheaded, to get a little dizzy. On a normal non-pregnant workout, I'd say take a deep breath and try to push through. But while you're pregnant, honor that. So even though we're going to go through these exercises, the point is to be slow and methodical, to keep good form. Keep up with the timing if you can. If not, we'll just pause. We'll just take a pause, take an extra 10 seconds here or there, take an extra minute here or there. But remembering that these classic exercises are the same as you'd be doing if you weren't pregnant, and the timer is the same as you'd be doing if you weren't pregnant. So the only modification here is to take a good listen to your own body and do what you need to do to stay safe and comfortable for yourself, for your baby. But again, this class is about you and about feeling powerful and strong. All right, so I have two 8-pound weights. You can use whatever you've got. You can use water bottles, bricks, cans, or nothing. Since these are 8 pounds, I'm probably going to drop set from 8 to nothing because that's what I've got. So for the first two exercises, it's going to be a deadlift. So you want to make sure that you're keeping a nice stance with a little bit of bend in the knee. Nice straight back. You're going to lower just until you feel a stretch in the hamstrings, keeping a flat back, keeping that head above your chest, and on the exhale, squeezing the glutes coming up with a slight thrust. That's going to be the first exercise for 20 seconds. We're going to take a 10-second rest, come down to the knees, and just do a step up. Just a nice, easy step up. I have my chairs here in case I need a little extra balance, so we'll do that. Then that's going to be supersetted with just a nice row. Similar stance, just bringing it up here. Again, down to those knee ups. All right, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Just bringing it down, keeping those glutes engaged the whole time. Inhale down, exhale up. Slow it down if you need to. 2, 1. 10 seconds of rest. And set those weights down. And get ready for those step ups. 2, 1. Keep it a nice wide stance. Weight in the heels. Up and down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 and 1. Okay. Next exercise is going to be those rows. And then we'll go back. And 1. Bringing them up. Keeping those elbows nice and high. Wrists are straight. We're not being a dinosaur. Keeping good grip strength. Slow it down if you need to. Drop the weights if you want. 2, 1. All right, 10 seconds of rest, and then we're coming back to those knee stand-ups. 2, 1. Keeping the body low, weight in the heels. Move it. 3, 2, and 1. 10-second rest and we come back to those deadlifts. 3, 2, 1. Engaging the glutes, looking forward, not careening the neck. Keeping those weights or hands really close to the shins. 2, last one. All right, set them down, check in with yourself. Deep breath, how do you feel? Here we go. Go. Keeping it slow, keeping that booty sunk deep towards the floor. Chest is proud, core is engaged. 2, 1. All right. Come into those rows. 3, 2, 1. Standing, weighting down through the heels, lifting the elbows. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the shoulders down and away from the ear. And 1. 10 seconds. It's our last set of step-ups. 3, 2, 1. Maybe alternate the step forward. Switching it up just a little bit. Watch where your knees are going. You don't want them falling in. Keeping that glute engaged, we'll hold them out. Keep that pelvis stabilized. Last one. All right, taking our break here. I'll tell you about our next 2 exercises. We're gonna do a rear fly. So a slight bend in the knees, slight bend in the elbows. Just doing a fly. 2, we don't like doing a squat jump, but we can squat and come up on the toes. That'll be our superset. Then we'll be coming here to an overhead press. 90 degrees, straight up. And then it'll be back to that squat, up on the toes. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Nice athletic stance here, straight back. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Exhale on the work. Making sure you're drawing that navel to the spine, hugging your baby in. 2, 1. All right, setting the weights down, 10 seconds of work, of rest here before we get to those squat to a toe raise. Ready, and sinking the hips deep, coming to those toes. Nice and slow here. Watch that knee alignment. Still you, just modified. You might be doing squat jumps right now. But instead, we're coming to our toes. All right, 10-second rest here. And then we're going to the overhead press. In 3, 2, 1. 45-degree angle. Exhale, press. It's a good time to be thinking about that stance, weighting down through your heels. Slight glute engagement, little external rotation at the knees. Inhale, exhale, press. Shoulders are away from the ears. 2, 1. Check in with yourself as you're setting your weights down. Coming back to those squats. Make sure you're not getting lightheaded. 2, 1. Sink it deep. Toes. Deep. Toes. Use a chair if you want. You can rest one hand on a chair, both hands on a chair. You can put the chair behind you and think about sitting into it. That way if you lose your balance, you're just sitting down. 2, 1. All right, coming back to those flies. Breathe in deep. 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Tailbone is slightly tucked so that lordoid curve isn't sticking out, causing lower back. Neutral neck. Exhale. Exhale. 2, 1. Rest. You know it's coming. Squat toes. 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can widen this stance if you want to target a little bit more of the inner thigh. Or just keep a nice, normal squat. 2, 1. All right. 10 seconds. Overhead press. Inhale. Exhale. Looking for a 90-degree angle. Nice engagement all the way through the shoulder, through the upper back. You don't need to come all the way down and press, just about horizontal. And rest. All right, one more set of those squat toes. Ready? Go. Sink. Toes. 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 Exhale. Keep it breathing. Slow it down if you need to. 3, 2, last one. Awesome. That was round 2. All right, for this next round, I'm going to still use the weights. We're going to do a lunge with a curl. So we'll lunge it forward, press it back, and curl. We'll do the same leg for the whole 20 seconds. Then we'll alternate it with a little bit of obliques. So good stance, and we're just going to do this tilt, alternating sides. And then we'll alternate legs with the squat, lunge, curl. All right, let's get started. It's going to be the right leg forward. 3, 2, 1. We're just going to lunge it forward, press it back, and curl. Lunge it forward. Again, watching that knee over that ankle position. Nice curl. Pressing through the heel, keeping the glutes engaged the whole time. 2, 1. Good. All right, now we're just coming to those tipsies. And just dropping the weight down until you feel a stretch in the obliques. Keeping a nice flat back, keeping those glutes engaged, weighted down through both heels. Inhale and exhale, nice and deep. Check in with yourself. 2, 1. All right, we're gonna alternate. The left leg's gonna come forward this time. Same idea. 2, 1. Lunge, curl. Lunge, curl. Exhale, curl. Exhale, curl. Weighting down through that heel so you get that good glute. 2, and 1. Check in right now. Pause it if you need to. Otherwise, coming back to that tipsy. Inhale, exhale. Keeping my feet about hip widths apart. Keeping those obliques engaged. Shoulders are relaxed down and back, away from my ears. Two, and 1. Coming back to that right leg. 2, 1. Slow and controlled curl. Core is engaged, hugging the baby the whole time. Feeling powerful. exact same workout you would do if you weren't pregnant. And 1. Whew. Feels so good to move like this. 3, 2, 1. Start with the left side this time. Keeping that blood flowing. Watching for that lightheadedness. Proper engagement. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Really take time in these 10 seconds. Breathe deep into the belly. Exhale and relax. And then get rest. 2, 1. Lunge. Curl. Whole body's engaged at this point. Breathing. Watching that knee alignment. 2, 1. Alright, last round of those obliques. Shoulders down and back. Good stance. And go. Slight external rotation from the hips. It's not changing your stance, it's just changing how you're supporting your body. Slight glute engagement. 3, 2, 1. All right, it's round 3. All right, round 4 is going to be a side lunge intermixed with a bit of a speed skater. Again, modified because we don't want to be jumping back and forth, but it should be enough to get your heart rate up. So for the side lunge, we're going to start with a nice hip width apart stance. We're going to lunge our left leg out to the side, give it a lunge, a row, and bring it back up. Now, if stepping out and back is a little much, then just step it a little bit wide, slight bend, and step it back in. Otherwise, we're going to start with a full row. Lunge, row, step. Alternated with our speed skater. So for the speed skater, we're just stepping it back, alternating. Which leg is forward, which arm is going back. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Lunge, row, step it back in. Lunge, row. This is really important for form. So you might only get through 3 of these. Keeping that knee over that ankle, stepping it in, last one. Whew. All right. Setting those weights down, getting ready for that speed skater. 3, 2, 1. Step it back. So we got pulls. You can cross behind you if you want. Or you can just take it straight back. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm already feeling that in my legs. We're going to shift it to the right side. 2, 1. Lunge. Row. Step back in. Lunge. Row. Step it back in. Really weight through the heel in this one. Back in. Row. Back in. 2, 1. All right. 10 seconds. Back to those speed skaters. Do it from the front this time. 2, 1. All right. Stepping it back. Keep it a nice neutral neck. Core's engaged. You're rocking that navel towards that spine. Hugging that baby in. Swinging those arms. Reaching. 3, 2, 1. Resting. All right. One more set on each side. And go. Lunge. Row. Step it in. Lunge. Keeping that chest low. Step it in. Step it in. Row. Last one. Awesome. All right. Setting them down, stand up slow. Watch for that lightheadedness. 3, 2, 1. Setting them back. Think about keeping your shoulders engaged here. You're not just being lazy. Keeping them engaged. Thinking about reaching up and back. 3, 2, 1. All right. Coming up on our last side here. 3, 2, 1. Lunge. Row. Power through the heel to push it back up. Lunge. Row. Push through that heel. Lunge. Row. Up. Lunge. Row. Up. Last one. Down. Up. In. All right. One more round of speed skaters, and then we'll take it to the mat for a little bit of a cool down. 2, 1. Get our heart rate up a little bit. Check in. Make sure it's not too high. You can always take the arms out, or you can take the legs out. All right. That's it for all 4 rounds. And we're just going to bring it down to the mat for a little bit of a cool down. So coming down to the mat, maybe keeping those weights handy, we'll do a little bit of bridge, a little bit of fly, a little bit of press. Put them all together. All right. So we're going to come down on our backs briefly. Again, if you're in your later stages and you can't come down on your back at all, you're going to skip all this and just go to a general cool down. But I just want to engage the glutes just a little bit more because they're so important for maintaining stability in our pelvis. So coming here for just a second, watching that distance between your hands and your heels. Just check in. Feeding those weights. Inhale, lift the hips off, engage the glutes to press through that bridge. And on your inhale, find your arms in that press. Inhale, on your exhale, press through the heels, press through the hands. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep pressing through those heels. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down gently. Lower the weights down gently. You bring those knees in nice and wide, kind of curl them in, so you're tucking that tailbone, rounding that spine a little bit, kind of massage it out. Breathe, check in. Now when you're doing these bridges, not only are you trying to keep your glutes engaged, but you want to keep your knees kind of squeezing together. So if you want to put a block in there to squeeze and make sure you're keeping that alignment, you can. Otherwise, just be careful that when you squeeze your glutes, your knees sometimes fall outward. So keeping those all nicely aligned. All right, this is going to be our last move here. 8 pounds is pretty heavy for this for me. But we're going to lift and fly and lower. All right, we're going to go for 10 of those. Inhale, press through. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale, open. Press, open, slight bend in those elbows, feeling it in the chest. Couple more. Press, squeeze, squeeze. All right, last one. Gently lower those weights away. Let's bring the right knee in and send the left leg long. You can squeeze that knee out towards the side and towards your elbow. Just breathe and relax into the mat. And switch. It's awesome the work that we can still do while we're pregnant, even though we're in a very delicate condition. When I first got pregnant, and really, but when I was trying to get pregnant, I was warned so heavily about exercise. Maybe I was exercising too much. When I got back to America, and all the doctors were like, make sure you're still exercising. You can still get your heart rate up. Just come to a nice, comfortable seated position here and get a little bit of overhead stretch with our arms. Inhale, exhale. Interlace the hands and draw it over to the right side. Inhale, reach, exhale, bring to the left. That's it. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel empowered, like you're still you, just slightly modified. And as you continue, even into parenthood, you're still you, just modified. You're not better, you're not worse, you're just you. Thank you so much for joining me. Promise.